Souls, rain, flood, no middleman. We live in a time of labels, not listening. Everybody got a verdict before they got the facts. We judge what we don't understand, then wonder why we're divided. Politics, history, justice. Maybe the greatest weapon ain't being right. Maybe it's understanding why.
Understand me before you judge me.
Yeah.
Hear the whole truth before you come for me.
Yeah. Left side, right side, everybody choosing team, but the truth in the middle ain't always what it seems.
Understanding is power.
Judgment builds walls.
Labels make it easy not to listen at all.
So, we ain't scared of the discussion. No middleman.
We're bringing understanding.
Yeah. Everybody talking, ain't nobody hearing. We fear different views, so we weaponize feelings. One clip, one post, now you know who they are. 20 seconds can't explain somebody's scars. Politics got neighbors looking like enemies. History get filtered through selected memories. Justice gets debated before evidence lands. Then we wonder why nobody understands. You don't gotta agree just to listen to me. Understanding ain't surrendering what you believe. It means I know your role before I question your route. Know what shape you're thinking before I shut you out. Oh.
Understand me before you judge me.
Yeah.
Hear the whole truth before you come for me.
Yeah. Black, white, left, right. Everybody choosing teams, but division gets stronger when we stop listening.
Standing is power. Judgment builds walls. Labels make it easy not to listen at all. So, rain, flow.
We ain't scared of the discussion. Yeah. No middleman.
We're bringing understanding.
Yeah. We inherited battles we ain't even start. Old wounds still beating inside new hearts. Different soil, different roads, different lessons we learn. But a bridge ain't built at both sides, gotta burn. You can challenge my thinking without challenging my worth. We could disagree and still share the same earth. Ask why before assuming what somebody meant. Cause judgment costs more than understanding, never spent. Men need understanding, communities too. A nation can't heal if we only pick who's true. Power ain't screaming to the other side, folks. Power is listening when the conversation gets cold.
What if understanding
Didn't mean agreement.
What if listening
Didn't make you weak.
What if the person across from you
Know something you don't, and
What if the truth
needs both for you to find it.
Understand me
Before judgment, that's where the power begins. Not Democrat, Republican.
Stranger or friend
History, politics, justice. We question it all. Yeah. Because the second we stop listening, division already won. Understanding isn't weakness.
Understanding isn't surrender.
Understanding is power.
Stop judging what you haven't taken the time to understand.
So
Understand.
souls.
You've been judging the wrong thing. You've been judging power instead of understanding it. You've been judging history instead of learning from it. You've been judging the system instead of knowing how to beat it. And every time you judge instead of understand, you stay stuck. But here's what changes. The moment you stop judging and start understanding, you become dangerous, not to anyone else, to the limits people put on you. You duplicate the power you use. You learn from the past instead of living in it. You navigate the system instead of getting trapped by it. Today, we're breaking down these three stories: political power, historical weight, legal persistence. One pattern connects them all. One question changes everything. What am I refusing to understand, and what is it costing me? This is the power of understanding.
Yeah. You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls. Soft rain. Uncle Plug. Let's go. No middleman.
We called it again, and the judge, the newly assigned judge in the Karmelo Anthony post-trial situation, has officially denied Karmelo Anthony's motion. After all of that, after all the new information that came out, after finding out the past of Austin Metcalf, the past of Karmelo Anthony, the judge said, no, it ain't happening. And the craziest thing is, he didn't give a reason why. He just said, no, we're not doing that. So obviously, as we know, as we've been covering this, the next step is going to be going to a higher court. We'll see if they decide to go down that path. But honestly, at this point, I don't think it makes sense. It's just going to cost them more money. And based on the evidence that we've seen that was presented and shown during this most recent hearing, I think they just need to let it go. Will they? We'll have to wait and see. But we reported over this over on Classy News on X. Make sure you follow us at Classy News. That's at CLASSENEWS on X, and the link is in the description. Here's what we had to say. Breaking news: Karmelo Anthony will not get a new trial. Judge Michael Chitty has denied the defense request following a 2-day hearing in McKinney, Texas. And one thing I did not point out in this post is that the judge actually had until Monday to make his decision. And less than 24 hours after the hearings ended, he said, no, we're not going to do it. Also, there are things being reported that the judge said, hey, I'm just going to email my decision, probably going to make it over the weekend, and we don't need to wait until Monday. So make sure you guys stay on the lookout for this email. And we have it here. Also, the defense argued his constitutional rights were violated, closed courtroom, a broken gentleman's agreement that kept him off the stand, and flawed jury instructions. Honestly, with all due respect, I think that was kind of Mike Howard's part, but we'll address that at a later date. The judge heard it all and said, no, the 35-year murder conviction stands. The next stop, the Texas Fifth Court of Appeals, a process that could take a year or longer. Karmelo Anthony is 19 years old. He'll be in his 50s if and when he gets out. So let's read what the judge had to say. On August 20th to the 21st of 2026, came to be heard the defendant's motion for a new trial. Upon reviewing the motion, the record, the evidence and the argument, the briefs and relevant case law, the court has determined that the motion should be denied. It is therefore considered, ordered, and adjudged by the court that the motion for a new trial is denied. The judge wrote this while he was drinking his coffee this morning. Good Lord. I mean, he's got notes everywhere by the presiding judge, Michael Chitty. All right, so let's get into an article from CBS News that talks a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes, how we got up to this point, and maybe we'll get some insight on why the judge made this decision. Check this out. Judge denies Karmelo Anthony's appeal for a new trial in the murder of Austin Metcalf. A judge has denied Karmelo Anthony's request for a new trial in the murder of Austin Metcalf after his new defense team called for it in the wake of his conviction earlier this summer. Judge Michael Chitty rendered the decision Saturday after testimony stretched into Friday evening. The decision could have a major impact on how people perceive the justice system in Texas. Anthony was convicted of murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf after stabbing him during a Frisco ISD track meet in April 2025. A Collin County jury rejected the self-defense claim and found he intentionally stabbed Metcalf during the altercation. I think they made the right decision in this instance. Friday's testimony followed a whirlwind day earlier, during which new background information was revealed about how Anthony and Metcalf lived their lives up to this point. Now, two attorneys took to the witness stand who are best friends in life, but on the opposite sides of the case. At one point in their exchange, it actually got heated over whether Anthony received a fair trial. Anthony returned to the courtroom where he sat beside his defense attorneys who continued to present their case that his murder trial was unconstitutional, unconventional, and the guilty verdict and the 35-year sentence should be thrown out. Come on, man. And one thing I think should be pointed out, and that I mentioned several times before we got to this point, when you're going to file a motion for a new trial, in this instance, you, before everything happened, before the trial went down, are seen as innocent until proven guilty. Now that a decision's been made, now that the jury has come to a decision and you've been sentenced, I mean, everything's pretty much done at this point, right? You are seen as guilty until proven innocent in a lot of ways. So this was going to be a tough hill for them to climb in the first place. And as I mentioned multiple times, Judge Roach, I believe, did a good job running a tight ship, much to our frustration because we wanted to see what was going on in this case. But still, it makes sense that the judge made this decision. I think it was the right decision. Also, the witnesses they used to prove that point was Toby Shook, one of Anthony's trial attorneys, who told the judge that prosecutors put them in a corner. It's not how it works, guys. Shook says the plan was for Anthony to take the stand in his own defense, but the prosecutors were going to severely limit what he could be asked because of his private gentleman's agreement not to bring up anything from the background on the defendant or the victim. And they said, no, that's fine. But if you're going to do that, you're not going to talk about Austin Metcalf's background. And then they made a handshake agreement. Now, both sides made the agreement because Metcalf and Anthony have troubled histories or violent behavior, to say the least. Anthony's background, which CBS News Texas first revealed publicly last night, was read in the courtroom when the state presented its case. In closing arguments, defense attorney Russell Wilson said a heated argument between prosecutors and Anthony's lawyers caused Anthony to lose trust in the state, contributing to his decision not to testify. Prosecutor Bill W., the state's only witness, said there was never an agreement preventing Anthony from taking the stand. Bill also said, who was acting as lead counsel in the hearing and also prosecuted Anthony in the murder trial, that the unusual rules were necessary because of the threats, intense public pressure, and misinformation about the case, not to mention all the minors that were involved in this case as well. His argument, the restrictions protected the trial. I didn't like it, but I can understand it. Now, Bill outlined a history of high-profile trials where he says they were compromised by threats and outside agitators. He claims that justified a murder trial that relied on private pretrial hearings, a tightly controlled courtroom, and a gentleman's agreement to keep background of Anthony and Austin Metcalf out of public view. But the defense says those measures went too far and the lack of public access violated the federal law. This article goes on, and it gives more information about what happened. We know, we're here now. Let's hear actually about what some of the people surrounding and involved in this case think about the judge's decision. Check this out. JD Miles posted about this on X, and he says, a reaction from Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis to the ruling by Judge Michael Chitty denying Karmelo Anthony's motion for a new trial. He said this: we respect and expected the court's decision denying the motion for a new trial. The jury's guilty verdict stands, and we remain confident in the process. Every defendant has the right to appeal, and our thoughts and prayers remain with the Metcalf family in the painful wake of the last week's hearing. And that is from Collin County's District Attorney Greg Willis. Also, J.D. Miles reports this: members of Karmelo Anthony's defense team have confirmed what he reported, and they are declining to comment at this time. No surprise, they're probably gearing up to decide if they're going to take this to the higher court, the Court of Appeals, or if they're just going to let this go. At this point, I mean, you got to take it all the way, especially.
So we're going to stop it there. I want to let everybody know before we move on with the show. For some reason, StreamYard is doing StreamYard things this past weekend and today. If you're looking to comment, you have to be on Souls of Thought horizontal. I've been trying to put it on vertical and other verticals. It will work on the Raw Society Network side as well, but for some reason on the vertical, it's not showing your comments. So if you would like to comment or let your comments be seen, make sure you're on the horizontal. I don't know what's going on that side again. So shout out to everybody who's here already, man. Sko, Penny, Jen, Marty, BB Sports, everyone who has already came in. BG is in the building. And of course, my esteemed host, we got your boy Uncle Plug from Uncle Plug TV. And then we also have the one and only First Lady Conversations with Soft Rain. So we're starting off today. And what's up, Miles? Miles is in the building. We're starting off with the Karmelo Anthony case. His new trial was denied. But today, as you guys see, we are talking about understanding and the power of understanding. So I'm going to let you guys speak your piece as well on this. And all I have on the screen is just a quick little important steps after a murder conviction and denial of a new trial of motion. These are steps that need to happen immediately. Once these things happen, you guys can read over that while everybody's giving their opinions on this. But just ensure that everybody knows that it's not over just because he didn't get a new trial. There is other options, but those options will be viable in 2028. So the next time we hear something about this appeal or going into a new trial would be 2028. So what do you guys think? Thank you, Plug.
A denied motion is not the end, guys. Just, for those that are keeping their hopes up, a denied motion is not the end. This decision doesn't eliminate Anthony's right to an appeal, which is the next step. So they already knew probably out the gate that they wasn't going to get a new trial because of the evidence that was presented. So the appeal was probably already locked up, ready to rock. His attorney still, they have to ask the appellate court, that's what they call it, appellate court, to examine the legal or constitutional, what is it called? The legal or constitutional errors affected the trial. Mm-hmm. And but that gentleman's agreement was something very big. I don't see why they didn't address that. But at the same time, they did address it, but I don't see why it was why was it taken, you know, a little more seriously, and that would have been more grounds of helping him move forward. But I think in the appellate court, it should be more helpful. But yeah, this was expected. For me, it was expected, being that I've dealt with the courts before. I haven't dealt with the appeals process of anything, but no, dealing with the circuit courts before, I know somewhat how this works. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured he wasn't going to get a new trial, but the appeal should have been already locked up, ready to rock.
Yeah. What about you, Ray?
Hey, it's not the end of the road. It's not a dead end just yet. There's still room for an additional process. You know, I'm not too familiar with the processes. I'm glad you got these graphics. So send them to me after the show so I can read into it as well. But yeah, I've said this from the beginning. I thought that murder was a bit much. I think that the crime that he was convicted for should have been manslaughter, and have a lesser sentence. I think 35 years was a bit much as well. And I was disappointed in the fact of his defense team. So at least it's not the end of the road type deal. So.
Yeah, with Penny saying there was too much gray to be black and white, that actual judge was a no nonsense judge, from my understanding. That he was that he's a stand-up guy. He's all about right and wrong, no black and white, no, you know, he's not in the race, he's about the facts. And it was a lot more of evidence that was actually entered into the courts that he took in evidence as well. So I think that's why he denied it, so it give more attention and more time in the appellate court to, I think, to lessen, not to bring him home, but to lessen the sentence. I think that's what it's about. And then with the time with when most cases, guys, like say a case that holds maybe 5 to 10, they will drag you into court they'll drag court hearings for a while, just so you'll have some time in. So just in case, if they can come up, like if the defense and the prosecutor can come up with a time more decent, and it's like the public opinion, the court of public opinion has to die down a little bit so people can forget, and then they'll present something of a lesser time. So they would probably like bring it, but he has to do some time just for the court of public opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because this is such a highlighted, high profile case. So they'll do that. Like it's either sometimes it's a trade. I give you him for him, or we'll trade this time that he's already doing for lesser time. You know what I'm saying? Like if people say, oh, he's been locked up since 2026. So by 28, when he does get back in court and they start to bring it back up again, if they say a number like 8, they give him 8 years. You do 85% of that time. So you're going to do 6 and some change off of that. But he already has 2 years already in. So they'll be like, okay, when they hear, oh, he'll be home in 2032, they'll put it in months to make it seem like it's lengthier, but it's really it's really not that much time. So yeah. It's a game that they play in the judicial realm with time and verbiage to just to sway the public's opinion, so it'd seem like, oh, we got some retribution for the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's very unique. A lot of the stuff that has happened has gotten me more involved in just researching, understanding what's going on, kind of like what Plug is saying, right? Because I know a lot of times these things can feel difficult to deal with in the moment, but tonight we are talking about the power of understanding, right? So someone like Plug, who already understood the system, he never had expectations for anything different. And I think as us moving forward in society and in culture and in these systematic systems that we're in, understanding what the one end can look like and what the other end can look like gives us a better picture, right? So when I started doing some research and hearing some great content from the Fit Lawyer ATL, great conversation that she gives, they brought up the Strickland standard, and I did some research into that, and I kind of created this infographic, and it says the Strickland standard comes from the Supreme Court case Strickland versus Washington in 1984. It's the test courts use to determine whether a criminal defendant received inefficient assistance of counsel, a violation of the Sixth Amendment right to adequate legal representation. And I think he falls almost directly into this with the handshake agreement that those people did behind the scenes. Because that was poor cross-examination strategy. They failed to challenge problematic evidence or testimony. We just found out about these text messages. We just found out about things about the Metcalf boys that they did. It was a lot of things that the ball was dropped due to that good old boy handshake that was happening behind the scenes. And I think, again, I don't think from just looking up the research of his team that he has now, he has a strong team. Even Fit Lawyer ATL was speaking about that a lot, that his team that he has now is very strong. I think they even knew that things weren't going to go as what we would consider planned for those who are looking on the outside looking in. But I would highly encourage everyone to just start getting abreast to possible things that could support the Karmelo Anthony family. Because I think now just being able to understand the system that we're in, the system that we're operating in. I don't know if you guys heard, but the last day he was in court, he had to wear a bulletproof vest underneath his suit. Just because it was still another safety stand problem. Like, it's so much on with this case that's going on. From the outside looking in, it just looks like he just got denied. But I think he's going to really be able to get a second chance. And like Plug said, I think the time being served is going to be something that actually benefits him in 2028. Because you guys got to remember, we're about to be in 2027 already. Like it took them almost a year to even get the trial started. So when you think about all these different levels, I think this is just something to look into, better understanding and the power of understanding, because I think a lot of our emotions are stuck in the lack of knowledge, right? For those who didn't pay attention or wasn't here yesterday, for the Lancaster family, I think the biggest thing that stood out was not just her grace, but her understanding of this system that we know is corrupt. She shout out to Sophie Lancaster. She even spoke about it, right? She understand that the police department did not benefit her case. Like, they didn't do anything for her. But I think, I don't think she said it on our live, that now she has a better understanding of what she needs to have an eye on within the system. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, is the power of understanding. I think a lot of times our messages get misconstrued because everybody's sitting on every word that you're saying, and we're not actually taking the time out to try to understand each other. And I feel like that could cause more divide than us actually coming together to get to a common ground. But prayers to the Karmelo Anthony family. Again, the Strickland standard is something that stood out, and also that the Fit Lawyer ATL talked about. That probably be a great way for them to like move forward in the appellate court when they go. And but I don't want you guys to forget too that these deadlines that I have on here are very important too. Because another thing I noticed with Karmelo's case, look how late they waited to even get the new trial. The guy only had like 48 hours to come up with a decision, to hear the case. They flew Chidi in. He didn't even know about the case, y'all. He didn't even have the file. He wasn't even familiar. So we're asking somebody to represent a trial that he had no information on. Everything he was learning like the public was in real time. Right. So yeah, go ahead, Plug. My bad.
And the realest part of it is that it's so big to us that's in this space. You know what I mean? It's so big to us in this space. That'll just show you when these situations happen that it seems like this is a nationwide case. Man, everybody know about this case. No, they don't. No one is paying attention to what we deem is so important. that somebody that was being flown in to cover a case had no idea that this was going on. Like, and then just to think about it, and I want y'all to take this like to the head a little bit. Like, do they understand the climate that we're in? Like they're very understanding of what climate they're in. Because if that's the case, you would have never had that boy no bulletproof vest. Like, oh, we got security. We'll never think about that. But so they know that the things that we say that may be conspiracy theory, you know what I'm saying? We might be thinking we're being conspiracy theorists, but at the end of the day, you also gotta understand that they understand what climate we in. They understand that racism is prevalent. So let's not push that to the side and act like we're like the systems that be are not understanding that, you know, that this is very serious, because they took his security very seriously.
Yeah. And even the sketch artist had to have security the second day. They put her in the vest as well. Again, if you guys want more details about this, I don't know her personally, but her content is great. She was in the courts. Her name is Fit Lawyer, like FIT, Fit Lawyer ATL, and she gave a play-by-play. She is actually an attorney who flew in from Atlanta, Georgia, to cover this, and she gave some great information, some great playback. She talked a lot about that back. She said she knew things were bad when they kept talking about the handshake agreement. She said, like, when she heard that, and she said the phrase that stuck out to her is, "This is how we do things in Texas." And she said that's what stood out to her throughout the whole case. But the biggest thing I wanted to point out to you guys is these filing deadlines. So now that the denial for the new trial has already been denied, usually it's 30 days from the trial court judgment ruled to the appellate procedure 26-1. So again, we need to be looking in, making sure that his attorney Russell is actually getting these things moving forward now, right? We need to be seeing something in the next 30 days, or at least being able to look at public records and see if this has been pushed to the appellate court. These deadlines are strict deadlines. Missing filing deadlines can cause you to have to waive certain rights. So these things are very, very important moving forward, that these timelines are like very, very critical for the Karmelo Anthony family. So again, prayers to the Karmelo Anthony family. I pray that there's, you know, they continue to protect him, keep him in good spirits. I think him seeing everybody come out that represented in a positive manner is a positive thing as well. Because I think sometimes when you're behind those walls, you don't get to see the people fighting for you. But he got to see that, even if it was for 2 to 3 days, you know, coming out every day, being unshackled. So again, guys, the fight isn't over. The appeal is an opportunity. We just got to make sure that they act now and that they move forward on it. And again, for those who do care about doing any research about learning more about the judicial system, the Strickland standard will probably be one of the biggest things that they can move forward with, due to the examples of the potential claims. The defense attorney didn't investigate alibis, failed to challenge problematic evidence or testimonies, and a poor cross-examination strategy, which we've seen all these things in play firsthand as the good old boy system, as they said. This is how we do things in Texas. And also, man, I don't know if I ever said anything wrong, but I do want to give some apologies, man, to the Anthony family, because after speaking to Sophie Lancaster yesterday, a lot of these families don't really know what's going on, man.
No, they don't.
A lot of people don't understand how to ask for help, how to seek help, how to move forward. A lot of people really are living in the world of denial about the systems that we are in. So if I ever said anything that came off negative in the Karmelo Anthony case to the family, I apologize. I don't think I did. I know I said I think he was going to be found guilty, but not of murder, just of something like manslaughter. But with that being said, I think a lot of times people are getting into these predicaments for the first time, and, you know, you're just kind of riding the wave at that point. So even the handshake, right? You probably think like, man, well, he said Karmelo and the parents agreed. Well, it's kind of hard to create I don't know how you're going to go on the stand in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now listen,
go ahead, boss.
but you definitely right, bro. And it's a lot of people that when we be discussing like certain dudes that be going behind that wall and the way they press you and the way they put that pressure down on you, the way they got you up against the wall in a certain amount of time they'll give you to make up your mind and this and that and the third. You getting phone calls from your mama, your sister, your baby mama, this, that, and the third. Boy, I'm gonna tell you something, boy. Hey, that's why I say be mindful of how you speak on people that's been in that situation where you see some cats that be having their life on the line for 30, 40, 50 years and they 23, 24 years old. And this their first time being in real trouble. Because see, me, I can sit back a little bit because I understand I know how they work, I know how they operate. I done been up there through there many a time, so I know how they move. I know how they talk. I know how they come at you, this, that, and the third. But that's experience. You talking about an 18-year-old kid and a parent that probably ain't never had nothing but a traffic citation, dealing with the courts, the circuit courts. The y'all better. Hey, okay. If you don't want to educate yourself, then get in trouble.
You almost have to have a law degree in order to navigate the judicial system for yourself.
You do.
Because
You
really don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's why I got a black law dictionary in here and I don't get in trouble. You understand? Because I know how they coming at you, man. You'll be surprised how one word being left out a misconstrue an entire investigation, a whole court case. Okay.
But with that being
but
said,
that's how we cover over here on No Middleman. Yeah. If you didn't know, tell them so.
But I was trying. You cut me off. But I will tell you, I will double down on this. Is another reason why the statement I said a month ago about we have to learn the system. We have to be educated and knowledgeable of the system, because everything they're doing was a lack of our knowledge of someone understanding or being able to tell that family, like, hey, that's not a good thing. Hey, no, you need to put them on the stand. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of other things coming out. A lot of people saying that those text messages was from gaming, because the girlfriend was still in the court every day she was there. So of course they're together. So like it was so much, that he could have done, but that's in the past now. So the biggest thing is to keep them in your prayers. And again, remember all those things. Myself, Plug, and Rain, we'll try to keep y'all up to breast on any little information we receive within this case. And but yeah, we're gonna get to the comments and then we're gonna move on to the next segment. But just wanted to talk about that because that did happen this weekend. And something I also thought of, anytime somebody say they're gonna give you news over an email, it's never good.
Right.
What you mean?
I thought that was weird. He should just held on
when he
Monday.
was in the courts Friday. If you couldn't tell me in person on Friday, no, I knew Saturday in a email ain't gonna be a yes.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah.
Do you think he made a phone call to the other judge?
No, because think about it. If he would have been the savior in this thing, if he would have said yes, you see what I mean? So that's something he would have did in front of the people. So that, you know what I mean? So we wasted time with these reindeer games getting Roach off the stand.
Was it the climate? Was it the climate that you think the climate, or he's probably concerned about his own safety?
I think the climate made them feel like they needed to give us some glimpse of hope, knowing that they weren't going to give us hope.
Because they ain't got to be the craziest thing. All right, let's be real. The craziest thing, you ain't got to worry about black folks cutting up. They know what we do. We know what we do. We're going to protest and stand there, and we're going to pod, and we're going to do our thing. But them jokers over there, boy, they ain't got to put, I tell you, how about this here? He ain't put on no bulletproof vest because of us.
No.
So his decision can also be altered for his own safety.
I see what you're saying. It could go, I see what you're saying. It could go both ways for sure.
It's like what Penny had asked. He was like, why they just won't be the standard of the law? That ain't the climate we in, my boy. It could be anybody. He probably don't know who he around. He probably don't know who he's around.
And Penny, that's a great answer, though. I mean, that's a great question because that's what we continue to say every night when we are on here, right? We are the loudest voices. Like, they are paying attention to what content creators are saying. That's why you get that, oh, the text messages come out. Oh, let's give them this. Like, they're listening. Like, when somebody bring up something and they keep beating that dead horse, all of a sudden it appears because they're looking at what the people want, and they feel like as long as we can make the people satisfied, we can do everything else we want within this system. So, he said, I do understand what you're saying. He said the handshake agreement was undeniably foul. Yeah. Yep.
On both sides.
Might have said that's why they don't do deals. Might have said, do you think that because of the stigma associated with this case that he emailed it so he wouldn't be put on the spot?
Of course. I'm saying the client. Just what I was saying. That client, what the climate is, he probably concerned about his own safety. Come on now.
Yeah, he got back home. He got back home before he sent that email.
Yeah, you better believe it.
He was already on. Yeah, they flew him on a private. He was on a PJ. He was on a PJ back home. Yeah. They gave him the
cold one waiting on
they gave him the good old boy service right on out of Texas. Hey, he might have got on Jerry plane.
I'm telling you, boy, it's devastating how boy. Hey, I know we talk about this and we try to keep things, but them folks getting violent, man.
Yeah.
They getting violent, man. They getting real violent out here, man. And they ain't making promises. They making for real threats. They being for real.
But tonight we're going to be talking about the power of understanding, and hopefully everybody who's watching tonight can take something away from this. Every segment we do tonight is about understanding. And I think we need a lot of it in today's society. If you guys didn't catch Uncle Plug's principles on Sunday, amazing. We need to have more conversations about those type of things to see where people stand, man, where people look at things. But the biggest thing is to get understanding. So as you guys know how we always do, your favorite black girl adjacent, your favorite white girl, your favorite is them, that's me too movement, the one and only Radar Rain.
Sovereign got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it.
Thank you for introduction. So
hey, that's AKA Sugar Dumpling.
Okay.
Sugar Dumpling.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to On the Radar with Rain, where we break down stories making noise across culture, the news, and the internet. And tonight, what is on my radar is Black business. A new State of Black Business report out of Birmingham, Alabama, found that Black-owned businesses in the area grew from just over 500 in 2017 to more than 900 by 2022. Now that's some real growth right there because it almost doubled. But the report also highlighted a major challenge. The vast majority of Black-owned businesses in Alabama still have no employees. And that tells us something. Starting a business is one thing, but building a business that can survive, grow, hire people, create long-term wealth is something that is completely different. One business owner featured in the report made a point that stood out. Many entrepreneurs start businesses because they are good at their craft, but being good at your craft does not automatically mean you understand how to run the business behind it. And that fits in perfectly with tonight's theme, the power of understanding. Talent can get you started. Passion can push you forward, but understanding cash flow, pricing, marketing, hiring, systems, and ownership is what can turn a hustle into something sustainable. So Black-owned businesses are succeeding. The bigger conversation is making sure more of them are able to survive, scale, and build something that lasts long beyond the owner. And when we get into Master P and his message about ownership in the next segment and generational wealth tonight, you got to keep this story in mind, because talent can make you money, but understanding the business can help you build power. You got the video queued up. That's good.
You ready?
Yep, good deal.
Granger knows that as an HVAC technician, the heat is on you.
It's okay. We're gonna get past it. It's
All
gonna
right,
get
then.
bad. Yeah, you know, everybody
Yeah.
got to get paid. You know, they telling you the power of economics. Here we go. You gotta
Right
get the
there.
bads in. You know what I mean? All
Mm-hmm.
right, we're gonna skip. There we go.
There we go.
Let me get that volume on. There we go.
Black-owned businesses in Birmingham is growing fast, according to a new report that also says opportunities to scale those businesses is not growing as fast. Tonight, Network Navigator released its State of Black Business report. The outfit also held a discussion on black businesses at the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. They found that a number of black-owned businesses in the Birmingham metro grew from more than 500 in 2017 to more than 900 by 2022. The organization exists to connect small business owners to resources that can help them grow. And business owners, they say, also have to be patient and resilient.
Because a lot of times when people show up at Network Navigator, it is such and such didn't want to help me, and I just need some help. I don't want to have to go through the ecosystem anymore because they turn me down, and it's not the case. Sometimes we don't know how to ask for help. We don't understand how to actually articulate what our issue is.
The organizers also point out that August is National Black Business Month. By the way, we'll add a link to the Network Navigator report.
There we go. So, in the theme of understanding, do y'all feel as though most businesses might fail because lack of understanding and how to run a business? You can have that talent, you know, you can produce a great product, but not understanding how to do the background and manage your business well is, I think, too, is the reason why most businesses fail today. It's not because of their product, but just not having that knowledge base of the business side of it.
I'll let you go first, Plug. I know you got firsthand knowledge.
You better know it. That's where they destroy business. That's exactly that part right where he said the business part is always the hard part, and especially tax compliance. That's exactly where they destroy most businesses.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly where. Because I mean, to be completely honest, we did do the disclaimer, right?
Yep.
You're being extorted. You're being extorted. Like, to do business here on this great soil we call the United States of America, this corporation, this LLC, this whatever they want to call it, you're going to be extorted. And they do it in a form of tax. And it is what it is. And when you think about growing your business and let's just say the quote unquote redlining and no capital, you know what I mean? You don't have any capital. Like, that's why most of the banking systems are going to be destroyed. Trust me. I know it's FDIC, they will be destroyed. These other entities that are coming up that are no brick and mortars, like they're just strictly functioning off of money coming in and money coming out. You know what I mean? Like, that tax compliance is really something else, bro. Like, you would be amazed that these companies that are making probably $300,000 to maybe $400,000 a year are getting taxed out the yang.
Yeah.
That tax compliance is like they say, oh, he only did the tax thing just to help the rich. No. He didn't do that to help the rich. The code wasn't, and I'm gonna say it was before Trump. Just so y'all know, let's make it clear. Let's be clear. Before Trump, this tax code has always existed for years, decades. So it wasn't to destroy, it wasn't to punish the rich because they have assets on assets. It's to destroy the middle class. So when you hear people say they trying to destroy the middle class, be like, what you talking about, dog? Yeah, it's the ones that's making that $300,000 to $400,000 a year. They're the one that's getting hit and bust over the head for $75,000 to $80,000 just to do business. Where these gangsters that was in New York walking up and down the road that was making businesses pay them every day, so that they can every week so they can function properly. They're doing the same thing. That's why I told you I look at commerce the same way, from the underworld to the corporate, from the street to the corporate. It's the same thing. They took everything from the number running and made it lottery. Everything from extortion into taxes. It's the same freaking thing.
Yeah.
And that's why businesses fail.
And I've been hearing more about more people should actually start sole proprietorships instead of LLCs.
No, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You good? I lost my. You good? You good?
Because it's both cold. It's both cold. It's the same thing. It's both cold. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same. It's the same mother. It's the same thing, bro. I swear to God, it is, bro. Like you would be surprised, dog, at the hands and fingers and in your pocket, the money that you're trying to boost your business with. They want a cut of that. And it's a significant cut. You know what I mean? And that's why most of these black businesses are failing, because you don't have enough to pay the dishwashers. You don't have enough to pay the cooks. You don't have enough to pay the hostess. You know what I'm saying? The only one that's really making money in the building, to tell you the truth, are the servers. But then if the kitchen ain't operating properly and the dishwashers ain't operating properly and the host is all disgruntled because she only making like $8, $9, $10 an hour, boy, your pocket gonna suffer along with your business. And then don't let the government come in here and say you done broke I done broke out of this. Boom, we making some money now. Oh, they're gonna get a portion of that. Either way, sole propriety or LLC, shit, they gonna bust your head. What's probably 2%? Probably 2%, 3% difference. Shit, they still busting your head open. Sucks.
So did you do some research? So what's the difference between
it's okay. The biggest thing that stood out to me from that interview though that you just that we had on your radar with Rain was the when she spoke about like asking for help. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the biggest things that we'll kind of get to tonight is just like the power of understanding, right? Like understanding that those who might not look like you might be the one that you still need help from. Like not being too prideful to go to that white business next door to you that's been there for 30 years, been running their books, got their employees. You never know what you can learn from these type of things, right? That's what, the books that Plug was talking about. You think about The Richest Man of Babylon, Mastery, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Everybody learns something from someone. And I think that's the power of understanding. We do not have to agree to gain knowledge. Like that's like the biggest thing that like I have noticed is that we don't have to agree. That doesn't mean I can't learn from you though. Like everybody has something you can take from them. And I think our pride is before the fall. Like she said, we can't always not want to ask for help. Like go ask that person. You know what I mean? They next door to you for 30 years. You just opened up your business last year. And you're struggling, and they've been there. They're in compliance. They got everything going on, and who knows? They might be doing some things wrong too. But they'll teach you how to. They'll teach you the same. You know what I mean? Like they'll teach you the same corners too. You know what I mean? It's just all about understanding business at the end of the day. And I think the power of understanding gets you more out of your own way and be able to seek those answers and questions you have. So,
yeah. So
correct. That's correct. So.
Yeah. So this was On Your Radar with Rain. If y'all are catching this on the rewatch, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, leave your thoughts down in the comments section. And we'll catch you next time.
Sovereign God, Alabama grace all in the spirit. Yeah. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it. Yeah.
We're gonna have to get Rain a better. We're gonna get you a better closer, right? Gotta get you a better closer on that radar.
See you next time.
I'm Soft Rain. See you next
time. He said, especially y'all said everything y'all said 100%. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm living it. I'm living it.
Yeah,
I hate him. I hate him.
It's gonna be big tonight, man. It's gonna be big when it comes to this, man. So the next thing, if you guys weren't there for the principles from Uncle Plug and Uncle Plug TV, he's about to give you another principle right now in his segment called The Real Spill with Plug.
The word for tonight is intentionality. Can you say that right? Can you say that? So
intentionality.
My boy. Intentionality means living and making decisions on purpose. Aligning your actions. This has been a big word for me this week, just to let y'all know. Aligning your actions, habits, relationships, and choices with the life you're actually trying to build. At some point, you just gotta just let life happen to you, or you gotta start living on purpose. That's intentionality. A lot of us know exactly what we want. We want financial freedom. We want peace. We want better relationships. We want healthier bodies. We want successful businesses. We want bigger opportunities. But here's the question. Do your daily decisions look like your future you're talking about? Because you can't accidentally become the person you're intentionally dreaming about. If you want financial freedom, you have to become intentional about your money. If you want a healthy relationship, you have to become intentional about communication, loyalty, and understanding. If you want success, you have to become intentional about what you do when nobody is watching. If you want peace, you better become intentional about who gets access to you. So intentionally means understanding that every yes costs you something. When you say yes to wasting time, you're saying no to productivity. When you're saying yes to unnecessary drama, you're saying no to peace. When you're saying yes to spending everything you make, you're saying no to building something for tomorrow. When you continuously say yes to everybody else, sometimes you're saying no to yourself. And here's the part people don't like. Your intentions don't outweigh your habits. You can intend to change. You can intend to save money. You can intend to get healthier. You can intend to become successful. But eventually, your actions have to testify to your intentions. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for everything to line up perfectly. Stop waiting until Monday. Stop waiting until next month. Ask yourself, can I intentionally do today? What can I intentionally do today that puts me closer to where I say I'm going? One decision, one adjustment, one boundary, one sacrifice, one discipline moved at a time, because the life you want probably isn't going to happen by accident. You have to build it intentionally. And that's intentionality. This is Real Spiel. I'm Uncle Plug. Choose wisely, act accordingly.
So that was the Real Spill with Uncle Plug. Intentionality. That was an easy one right there. Intentional is an easy word. So it's easy to add a little, the suffixes, prefixes. That stuff is easy.
I thought about you.
Yeah. It was intentional. So that was Uncle Plug with the Real Spill with Plug, man. Intentionality, man. Great word. Great word. And I think tonight is what it's all about. It's about being intentional. Plug has said it multiple times. He said it Sunday. He said it tonight on his show as well with Plug In with Doe. He talked about, when you come to know middleman, that's what we are here for. We're very intentional. Like these shows that we're putting together, we're starting to get even better at getting these things together a day before, letting everybody actually get the content, understand what we're going over. And it just provides a better conversation for you all. And the power of understanding is very powerful because it's unique. Because I was telling Rain earlier, I said we did a show called The Misunderstanding a few weeks ago. And now we're doing the power of understanding, man. With that being said, we're going to be moving on to, go ahead, Plug.
And when you are intentional, things become easier.
That is true.
I'm noticing that when you are intentional, things become easier.
That is true. Intentionality comes with preparation. So
and it prevents piss poor
performance. Yep. So let you guys know we're about to get into segment number 2. Listen up. I was able to find a young new creator who broke this down very well. And then also so we don't have to worry about getting the copyright from Forbes. So here we go with segment number 2.
You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls, sovereign, Uncle Plug, let's go. No middleman.
Master P, I've been seeing this clip about Master P floating around on X, Twitter, Facebook, and stuff like that. So Master P says black people should get over slavery. Huh? Master P says black people should get over slavery. Now, what I'll say is this: I watched the full clip and I didn't take the soundbite. I didn't take the headline as bait to bash Master P. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at what P had to say in this, because context matters. And I want today's episode to kind of focus on context mattering. So hold on a second. Let's look at what P said about slavery. Now, in this, let's read what Art of Dialogue said. He says he doesn't harp on slavery while opening up about trying to get the negative mindset of the culture out of the culture, as he addresses black people who are still harping on slavery and says he can't change the past. So context matters. Let's listen to what he actually said, all right? And I'm going to go to this part. He was talking about ownership and all this other stuff. I'm not going to play the whole clip. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Let's see what P actually said.
Person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you, building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never harped on that because I can't.
Okay. Shout out to Forbes, by the way. Fair use, fair use.
Change the past, but I can change the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us.
Let me go back to that. This is very context matters. Let's hear that again.
Being successful, the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we're looking at a color. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali was a guy that, and I love like his story because he didn't care about that. He just wanted to be around good people, but he did represent for the culture. And I want more African-American owned tennis shoe companies.
Okay, I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but that's the premise of what P had said, all right? So
we won't let you finish, brother, but we appreciate you cutting that up for us and talking about what Master P had to say.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, big dog. You know, we'll add you on the cut when we clip you up. We'll clip you up. It's Red Views. It's red spelled with a 3 instead of an E. Red Views. He's a new up and coming creator. Good content. Very thoughtful content. He has a lot of intentionality behind his content, so I would very encourage you guys to go over there and watch him. I already subscribed to the channel, so very good content though. But how you guys think about this and feel about this, because there were a lot of people who kind of took what Master P said out of context, of course, and we're talking about the power of understanding. And then the following day, I'll try to pull it up while you guys are giving your opinions. But he also did another video for everybody on X, I think it was. So, but what is your guys' thoughts on Master P on blacks moving forward? Like, not focusing on the things that have happened, but let's move forward so that we can make black excellence or black success a normal reoccurrence and a normal thing in our society.
We keep riding that back road. We'll never get to the next destination. Sometimes you got to look forward and leave everything behind you. Do you forget about it? No. Do you negate the fact that it happens? No. Or that it happened? No. You can't do that. It happened. It is what it is. But what do we have to do to move forward and keep pushing forward? Can't keep riding that back road that's kept us there. You gotta make that next turn. You can't forget how we came. No, we can't forget how we came, but we have to keep moving forward. That's all I got for that plug.
Okay.
What you got for
plug? The mindset in which you speak of, it's either you are on your purpose to where you're going and see no stoppage, or you have a hustler mindset. The ones that don't have a hustler mindset, or they don't know exactly where they're going, or haven't been on a job for an exceptional amount of years, an extensive time on a job, actually in a career, something that they can, that a job that's turning into a career after certain years of being on that job, they don't have that mindset. The ones that hold that mindset is the ones that continuously hit a wall, where they consistently think that their lack of is caused by an outside force.
They need someone else to blame besides themselves. Is that or
Yes, that is explained as an individual empowerment and systematic accountability can coexist.
Mm.
And that's not the mindset of a hustler. Like, so I can only speak from the mindset of a hustler. Like, I don't think about barriers, because a hustler mindset is, how do I get around that barrier? And once I've created a lane, once I've initially got around that barrier, there's no stopping that. It's only improvisions on the hustle. So you don't think about anything getting in your way. You definitely ain't thinking about yesterday. You're thinking about, how can I improvise as I continuously move forward on this hustle, and how can I improvise on making my hustle even better? So you don't think like that. So that mindset does not live in him making that. No one should take anything that he says in that manner, because he's a hustler. Everything was out the mud, no matter how, who, and where, and what was invested. You know, it's all about, yeah, you might have inherited something, you might have acquired something, or someone gave you something, but at the same time, you still had to keep that motion going, regardless of what somebody may say or assume. And that's a hustler's mindset. Bottom line, man. Like, slavery is not in this capitalistic situation. The only way that slavery can stop you, it truly can't, to be completely honest with you. That's your mindset. So if slavery still contaminates your mindset, that's a you problem. You're muted, bro.
With that being said, Plug, why do we go directly to thinking that the black person who makes the statement is trying to say that slavery doesn't matter? Like, why do we go to, like, why does everything has to be explained in such detail? Like, why does he, because I'm gonna play this video, why do we have to go clarify things for somebody who y'all were just watching him doing his verses 3 months ago? You know what I mean? That's weird to me. Like, someone,
Because you have to coddle the emotions, because that's exactly what they're dealing with, is an emotion of why they can't get to the next phase in their situation. And 9 times out of 10, if the true question is asked is, are you really going as hard as you really could go? Like, most people sit back and they love to make that, an excuse. But if you ask that question, like, you really going as hard as you could? Because at the end of the day, if I wasn't making my quota, then bro, how you working 5 days a week then? Ain't you able to work 6 or 7? You can work through the week, can't you? You can at least open up for 2 more hours, on one of these days, and get what you need to get. So why ain't you doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, no one asked the person that's making that complaint an extra question. I think everything can be, we can get to the bottom of something if everybody asks that extra question. But I don't think people really care as much as they assume that they're involved. Their involvement with that individual, they really don't care as much as, you know what I mean, as they say they are. You know what I mean? They don't care about that. They don't care to ask that question. Be like, yeah, my life's about to get shut off. Like, so what you doing? Man, they only let me work 40. You ain't ask somebody else if they wanted to work. I'm pretty sure some more sorry ass people at your job. You could have asked somebody to take that Wednesday shift. Yeah, but I had to do such and such for my kids, or I had to do such and such for this. And I said, did it really require your attention? Or could you like went ahead and got them hours and got that little extra paper that you could have got? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really could have took that extra day. You think you really could? Because I mean, you think you got 24, you only work 8 of them.
Yeah.
You only slept 6 of them.
What I think is so unique, before I play his message about him clarifying, what I think is so unique, I think these give you moments of who really supported you anyway. because when you start to read through like the comments, you have some people who feel Master P was only about himself. Then you have the other people like, man, no, man, I remember this dude from No Limit Soldier selling everything out of his trunk and making No Limit the movie and all. Like you got two different sides of the fence. And I think a lot of this stuff actually just clarifies like who's really on your side. And then you also can have the understanding of, because I know Penny said he said tennis shoes, bro, but like we also know he has potato chips. He has all these other healthy snacks that he put into stores in the South. Like if you follow everything he does, he's just talking about the shoes because that's what's in front of him. And then also he does have sons who play basketball, so it's like a dual promotion there. But we're saying tennis shoes, but look at how Shaq and his son has made profit off of Reebok.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shaq
like,
still
yeah.
selling Walmart.
So like it's just like these things all matter at the end of the day. And where I'm gonna play what he had to clarify, and I want to get y'all opinion about this video as well. So here we go.
Okay.
I love my people. When you talk about slavery, our ancestors been through so much, and we're not gonna forget it. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to tell y'all is, even though we're going to always be aware of it, but we have to do something to bridge the wealth gap. That's what I'm saying. We can't change the past, but we can change the future. And we're going to constantly fight and educate our people. But I want to let y'all know, Apple is making $32 million an hour. How do we get a piece of that? Because we need to be able to bridge the wealth gap. That's the only thing.
So the OG Master P done came and clarified things because, you know, things got smoky for him over the weekend. And he deserves some of that smoke. Let's keep it real. P said some wild stuff. But nonetheless, I do believe P heart is in the right place. I think P is just one of them brothers. He's thinking solely on an economic stance, which is good at the same time. But we also have social issues, P. We have institutional issues that, you know, affect us economically. So I think P is right on the right track. I don't think P said anything wrong this time. That first time, P sounded crazy. You feel me? I'm gonna just keep it real. P sounded like y'all niggas tripping. I got the plan. Y'all need to get y'all shit together. Y'all still tripping about slavery. Y'all niggas wrong. You feel me?
And I think that's the greatest message he would have had, what he said secondly. It's like we don't want truth. It's like we want the medicine inside the candy.
Coddling. You gotta coddle
like,
that shit.
Yeah, we don't want the truth. Like we don't want truth. Like
not a harsh truth. Not a hard truth. They don't want no hard truth. Everybody want that soft ass lie. Everybody want that soft ass lie. Everybody want it. Everybody want that soft ass lie. Everybody want that ooh, ah. Everybody want that.
I said Pete is speaking from his unique experience. Many of us were told to get a degree, get a job and a spouse, and live happily ever after.
And your parents didn't know what the hell they were doing. They were poor. How they know what the next class live like and they poor? They don't know what the hell to do to get to the next level. They poor. Come on, man. Come on, man. Most of y'all parents were professional slaves. Let's be real. How you gonna tell me about entrepreneurship and you're a professional slave? Honestly, I gotta be completely honest with you. Like, there's nothing my father could tell me about my business but work hard, son. Because that's it. That's all he knew was to work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, man.
Penny said because he turned around and made a comparison to Apple.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I skipped one. My bad. Right here. There you go.
Penny said, no, not a shot at him for his shoes. It's just a comment about what we value as a culture. The business idea reflects that. And I also, I was looking at the vertical over on Soul's page. Girl Dad Cooking Up Deliciousness has been over there. Kelvin Jackson's been over there, and Superman. I advised them to come on over this way to the vertical. I mean,
okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we're not skipping over y'all's chat. We just can't see him over here on StreamYard, y'all.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate you. Yeah, and then Penny, I think this also speaks more volumes about us, right? I think a lot of times people move into financial ventures that they feel like we will support, right? Like plug, like yesterday, for instance, right? Cool Breeze is somebody who Cool Breeze is someone who it sounds like he has some like knowledge about the stock market and things of that nature. That's what it sounds like. If I'm wrong, plug yesterday, it sounded like he was familiar with the stock market, right?
Yeah, he's the thing is he has an insurance company, but it's about leveraging that insurance into the wealth gap, increasing different streams of income through the actual insurance company. You know what I mean? Like the policies are just that, the policies. And you go and you make certain things shake through there. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell folks now, like, if you got a kid that's like 17, 18 years old, like, you know what I'm saying? You got an 8, 9, 10-year-old, get them now. Get them a policy now. So when they turn 20, you got a lot more leverage. By the time they're 19 and 20, you got a lot more leverage to move. You know what I'm saying? And then you could turn that $250,000 policy or that $100,000 policy into like a 500, because now they're working. Y'all can work together to help each other. You can use, like I say, no one pays attention when I said family is business, love is law. You got to. It'd be a lot less families breaking up if they had policies on their children that they can leverage into wealth by the time they're 18, 19, and 20. It'd be a lot more families staying together, staying focused on the plan at hand if everybody do what they're supposed to be doing. If your child is young right now, put that policy on his ass. So when he do start working, y'all can up that and y'all go half on it. So you've been doing it for this long, now y'all go half on it. If it was just a $50 payment, now you getting a $150 payment a month. Y'all doing $75 a piece, and y'all building on that. Because after those 10 years of putting into that policy, you can pull away from that policy. And then y'all can use that to say, hey, we can go buy some rental property. This is our rental property. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our rental property. This is like family business, man. Hey, stop looking at your kids with all this love and affection. This shit is a business. This shit is a business. If you having babies, you dropping 3, 4 of them, man, you better put some policies on them babies.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about them getting touched by no police officer. If so, hey, you gonna get some in return, not just a heartache and pain.
And the reason why I brought that up initially about Cool Breeze was because I'll try to have the conversation with Lil Penny about, like, if Plug created a book about stocks, it'd be such a low sale, right? Like he'll have to really dive into his bag. Like, for instance, right, with Earn Your Leisure, right? That night where they talked about the beef was the largest Monday night they ever had on their channel with 78,000 people. But then they went back tonight. They still had a larger night now, probably to the people that they pulled in from that conversation.
Right.
But sometimes it takes a while to get our culture to wrap our heads around. Okay, Master P is selling more than sneakers, right? But that's how he drew me in. Now I'm finding out he got this in stores, he got this in other stores, he got stocks over here. Like, you get to learn more, but sometimes we feel that we have to put the thing in front of you that gravitates you to it naturally, right? And then you find out more about them. Like, for instance, Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan does a lot in North Carolina. Him and his mother have a lot of homes and things they built for underprivileged people. Like, they do a lot, but he doesn't talk about it. But everybody does know Michael Jordan for his shoes, though. You see what I mean? Like, it was the thing that gravitated him or brought him into culture. But if you really take a deep dive for yourself, you'll learn that shoe now creates multiple businesses, multiple jobs. I mean, he owned multiple NASCAR racers, like just all types of ventures that he's in. But the shoe is what gravitated you to him. But if you want to learn, you got to be hungry for more. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that's what Big Killer Mike said that in the song. He say singing and dancing essentially just a nigga business, but nigga business in turn niggas on the bigger business.
Yeah.
That was hard. That was a hard bar. He say singing and dancing is essentially just a nigga's business, but a nigga business can essentially turn you on to bigger business.
Yeah. So
telling you, man.
Penny said, because he turned around and made a comparison to Apple. Why not? We need more black software or tech companies.
yeah, hey, you can go catch that on Conversate with Killer Mike. He talk about that every day.
Hey, hey, what he say? He say, these prisons. He got multiple prisons. Hey, let's say this: niggas play basketball, so we gonna make some sneakers. Niggas get in trouble, so might as well.
And instead, we gravitate to being the next Louis, but don't gravitate to being the next Gates.
Yeah.
Penny said, we're not saying the next souls. We not saying be the next souls.
I agree. I agree.
Classic said 333 just slid in here. Master P is talking about money. The impact of slavery ain't got nothing to do with money. You can make 10 billion and your son can still be Nolan Wells.
That is very true.
That is
very true.
Penny said we need to support more than BS.
That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Classic said money conversations are not resolution conversation, not blood, no change. Y'all just keep living, you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Miles said multiple prisons, just saying. Mighty said it's about supporting our people and learning from them so we can build our own wealth and community. One person at a time will eventually build an army.
Yeah, it's very
Hey,
true.
Miles, a reason I'm laughing, Miles, is because when I was in there, I used to sit back and watch everybody run to that phone. And that phone is like, oh my God, like so much money is being spent on that little fuck. I used to call it's a blue phone. I used to call it a fuck box. And they used to be on that fuck box every day. And I was like, man, I wanted, and it's called Sirius. It's called Sirius. And I wanted to see if it was a private, publicly traded company. So I would put some money in it. Man, they private, man. They private. They private. They private. I was like, man, I'm trying
making
to
the money though. They're making the money.
I said Keefe. That's why I was laughing about the Keefe too. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to put money in Keefe. Because I see so many people. Because I was a canteen operator. I see people come through there spending $100 a week. I see like 100 to 200 people spending $100 a week.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, I gotta get some money. I gotta put some money. The whole time while I was in there, I was thinking about what I'm gonna do to get this paper. I was not thinking about slavery. I swear that. I was not thinking about slavery. I was like, how am I gonna get this paper? I was like, man, I can invest in this, I can invest in that, I can invest in this, everything that's got anything to do with the chain gang. That's what I was thinking about investing in. Now, for me to see him, I know you might think, oh man, he making money off the prisons. I was like, well, that's where the money at. They can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can't go nowhere. They got to use the fuck box. They got to go buy them zoom zooms and wham wham. So I was like, I might as well invest in that and make this bread.
Yeah.
So then I started thinking about the individual companies that's selling the product. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I think it's unique, and I don't want everybody to miss the power of understanding, right? Like, because you all are bringing up great points, right? Excellent points. But you also, because Classic brought up a good point. You think about Nolan Wells, right? But you think about if we can eventually work with each other and gain wealth, we no longer have to worry about Colin Kaepernick paying for the private, what was it he did? He did the what's the word for it that I'm looking for? That he paid for Nolan Wells, the
independent autopsy.
Yeah, the independent autopsy, like. Because I think I talked about this with Plug about people can start coming to us. Like, we are now in control of the wealth. We can get you the things you need to get. Because Plug was talking about like the Section 8 and stuff on the principles. And we were just talking about if we can get more people to understand and get the power of understanding why, even if we don't agree on everything, us moving forward and gaining this, closing a gap on this wealth thing, we can now be the source of those resources. Like, we want you no longer need a Ben Crump when you can be Ben Crump, or you can be the next person. So I think that's the biggest thing. So yeah. All right, you muted.
Penny said, but we're not building the prisons. I'm just saying. Might have said facts, Penny. Marty said, if we teach them to be better and educate our children, we can keep them out of those cages. Penny said, we complain about how our children are treated in prisons but can't band together as investors to privatize and manage one.
What he said one more time? Read that one more time.
We complain about how our children are treated in prisons but can't band together as investors to privatize and manage one.
Mm-hmm.
Penny said, so kids stop dying in jail. As I said, the problem is that there was an autopsy to pay for. That's the impact of slavery. As I said, evidence not being evidence is the impact of slavery. And shout out to Rude over there on the vertical too. I told him to come on over here on the horizontal so we could see his comments. He just said, shout out to Judge Greg Mathis, Angie Martinez, and G Unit
Hey,
Tony
Tony,
Yayo.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There he go. There he go. Here.
What's up, Rude?
As I said, legal bigotry is not a thing of the past. It is the present. That's the impact of slavery. And Rude says, shout out to Judge Greg Mathis, Angie Martinez, and G Unit Tony Yayo.
So good to have you back, Rude. Good to have you back, big dog. Glad you was able to get over here.
Yeah. Classic said, money conversations are small. Once you touch some real bread, you see how it only helps you react, not proact.
Okay, cool. Y'all have anything else on the Master P side of things?
No, I really encourage people who got ideas, who think they can start a business, go ahead and push through with it. Don't wait, just do it. Push the button. Push the button.
So we're gonna move into segment number 3. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls. Soft rain. Uncle Plug. Let's go. No middleman.
So here on this next segment, we actually have a segment that has 19 keys with Dr. Boyce, who's an author of an amazing book. I think it's The Power of Black Economics. He did a couple more other books as well. This whole conversation is something I highly encourage people to go watch. We're just going to play a little small segment about the power of understanding. But they talk about everything in this interview. It's like a 2-hour long interview, 3 hours almost, pretty much 2 hours and 58 minutes. And they talk about a lot of things, but Mr. Boyce gets a lot of questions of people thinking because of the way he speaks about the Black community that people ask him a question, is he MAGA? So here we go.
What? MAGA? Yeah. Hell no. Who said
that? Nah, he far from MAGA.
No. Where'd that come from?
Claude
I gotta ask you the left field questions. Not only ask the question because the way you break down finances and sometimes when you talk about Donald Trump, it sometimes sounds favorable, right, on some of the things that he do. So I never had the opportunity to ask you what your actual position is on like Donald Trump as a man, like the MAGA movement itself.
Okay. I followed Trump for a long time. You know, I followed him 30 years ago before he got into politics. Over the years, he was just known as a rich guy from New York. That's why you have all these pictures of him with rappers and stuff like that through the years, because they would rap about Donald Trump. So he had a lot of, Black friends or whatever. So when people are saying like, oh, he's 100% racist, he 100% hates Black people, I'm like, what are you talking? I'm not saying he loves Black people. We shouldn't even care about that. We should love ourselves. But, when Michael Jackson was going through his shit, Trump like went out of his way to defend and support Michael Jackson, right? It doesn't make him pro-Black. It just means that you're trying to make things black and white when they're not. It's more nuanced, right? You talk to Judge Joe Brown, he talks about a time where Donald Trump loaned him, I think it was like $1 million or something, because he was having a business issue, right? Does that mean Trump cares about all Black people? No, right? I think that politics makes us frame people black and white. I don't look at it that way. If you ask me, describe Donald Trump, I would say he should not be president because he doesn't have the demeanor of a president. He's not presidential. You can't be cussing people out on Twitter and all this stuff. And then also the war in Iran was a terrible mistake because that shows he's being controlled by the Zionists. Third, he started fighting with his closest allies. When he started fighting with Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson and all that's not even strategic at that point. I don't know what his agenda is. So there's that, right? Politically, it is what it is. I talk about it more so that from a frame point of saying, rather than me judging whether I like him or not, because he doesn't care if I like him, I don't care if he likes me. Let's just pay attention to his behavior. And let's notice some things about him. He's a better businessman than people give him credit for. He's had a jumbo jet for 30 years. People know those jets cost like $10,000 an hour to fly. He was flying a jumbo jet 30 years ago. So stop telling me he's just a terrible businessman or that he's just completely stupid and doesn't know how to acquire power. He's the most powerful man on the planet right now. You don't get that by accident, okay? However, is he ethical? I don't think so. I think he's dishonest. I think that he's been corrupt for a very long time. Remember, one thing Donald Trump did, I studied the Trump family going back 100 years, like how he got that power, because I believe you study your adversaries or your competitors. I view Trump as a competitor, not as an enemy per se or a friend, just as competition. Like, okay, one day my son, my grandson, whatever, is going to have to compete with the Barron Trumps of the world. So I say study the opposition and learn how they got the power that they have so you can use it for whatever purpose you want. So with Trump, one thing he did was when he was 28 years old, he bought a $400 million hotel. I would like to see young black men be able to do the same thing, right? So rather than getting caught up in your feelings about how you feel about him and being mad about him, I don't think that is masculine behavior. I think you study that and you say, okay, what happened in that family to even put a 28-year-old in a position to buy a $400 million hotel? The corruption part comes into play, though. Okay. However, is he ethical? I don't think so. I think he's dishonest. I think that he's been corrupt for a very long time. Remember, one thing Donald Trump did, I studied the Trump family going back 100 years, like how he got that power, because I believe you study your adversaries or your competitors. I view Trump as a competitor, not as an enemy per se or a friend, just as competition. Like, okay, one day my son, my grandson, whatever, is going to have to compete with the Barron Trumps of the world. So I say study the opposition and learn how they got the power that they have so you can use it for whatever purpose you want. So with Trump, one thing he did was when he was 28 years old, he bought a $400 million hotel. I would like to see young black men be able to do the same thing, right? So rather than getting caught up in your feelings about how you feel about him and being mad about him, I don't think that is masculine behavior. I think you study that and you say, okay, what happened in that family to even put a 28-year-old in a position to buy a $400 million hotel? The corruption part comes into play, though.
So what did happen before you get to the corruption?
Yeah, well, if you go back 100 years, Donald Trump's father, Fred, Fred's father died when he was 13. Fred used to be a carpenter and fix houses for rich people in New York. Well, one day he came to the epiphany that, instead of me fixing rich people's houses, I should own some of these units. So he went from being a worker to being an owner. Well, next thing you know, he did well in the New York real estate market. So by the time Donald was born in about 1946, Fred was doing pretty well. By the time Donald was 25, by 1971, his father was able to give him like $20-something million and say, here you go, son, go take over the world, right? So what that meant was, his father's decision years before to go from being employee to being boss allowed his son to have a freedom that let him thrive instead of just surviving. So at a time when everybody else is struggling to get a job, trying to pay off student loans, Trump's over here trying to buy a $28 million hotel or $400 million hotel. I say that to black people. I say, instead of sitting around talking about how mad you are about this person, ask yourself, how do I put my child in a position where they're financially free and aware enough to be able to make moves in their 20s as opposed to simply trying to survive? Basic idea. Think about it like this. The average used car note in America is $500 a month. If you have a newborn baby, and let's say you love your child as much as you love your car, which I hope a good parent does, you take the same $500, you put it in the S&P 500 index fund. You don't even know how to pick stocks. Just pick stocks in the S&P 500. You can literally close your eyes and just randomly pick stocks. You do that for 5 years, you got about $35,000 to $40,000. You do that for 10 years, you got $100,000. 20 years, you got $300,000. 25 years, you're talking about almost $500,000. So now your son is not a struggling black man barely getting by. He's a black man that's got $500,000 in the bank.
So we're gonna stop there. Again, it was a great conversation. We used the piece about the MAGA part because the conversation tonight is about the power of understanding. And a lot of people, like 19 Keys said to him, that a lot of people feel that he's a certain way because the way he speaks or the way he talks about certain things. And I think the power of understanding people or having a conversation, I think that's one thing that 19 Keys, and I could be wrong here, but I would say this. I think a lot of times once you build wealth, you're able to have conversations that most people can't have because those people start being in rooms with you. I'm not saying money is everything, but are your experiences too. I mean, my 20-year military experience put me in rooms with people that I never thought I would be in rooms with just because I was in the uniform, which allowed me to gain relationships and do things in a different manner. So just going back to the power of understanding, what did you guys think about that part of the conversation with those two? Cool, probably typing.
Oh yeah, I'm talking. I'm having back, I would say back and forth. I'm just having a conversation with Penny in there, and it's and with Miss V. When it comes to you know, when he talks about Trump, I think about the money that his father did give him, because he's the youth, and the youth has the ideas, and the most of the rich don't have, they indulge in so many things that kind of like drains them of their creativity. So what you do is you put that money in the hand of the youth that has the innovation, the creativity, and the ideas. You put the money in their hands and they'll think bigger than what you ever could, because there's a ceiling when you get a little older and you start thinking about the stability of your family. That there's certain risks that you won't take anymore that you used to take before you reach this age. So he put that money in his hand because he knows that he has nothing to lose. So he'll take a bigger risk that might just reward, that might just big risk, big rewards. Chances make champions. So that's why they cause the division between us and our youth. Even with music and television and fashion and this and that, they create the division so we don't work with the youngins. And the youngins go out there not just fatherless, but inspirationalists. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. So I don't think that he's dirty. I just don't think that he has no emotion involved. Like the main thing is his main thing. And the main thing, like on the personal side, the main thing is the main thing. And on the business side, the main thing is the main thing. That's it. Like there's no in between with most people. Like we are emotional, compassionate, loving, caring people. The people on that side, we can't fathom the things that they do or would do because they don't give a. Like we say, man, I don't give a. You know what kind of mindset you got to put yourself in? Just being a person of color, a person of compassion, to say I don't give a. Like when you say that, somebody had to completely and utterly piss you off to get there. But when you can do that without any emotion involved, and you can keep the main thing, and the main thing, man, it's dangerous, but it's also a lonely road. It's a lonely road, but it's also dangerous to where you can go and how much you can achieve. You know what I mean? Like I understand both sides of the coin. And that's just exactly where he is. Like the things that he say, he doesn't give a at all. Like you say that, somebody might say, man, I don't give a. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because there's a limit to your fuckery. There's no limit to his fuckery.
No.
Just the fact that he just went and took the name of a black war hero off of a ship to put his own name on it. After he done said that the ones that were POWs, he done said so much crazy stuff about the actual service members. Like, man, he doesn't care. You expect him to care in a realm of people who don't care. They don't care about that. The lawyer that's coming down to do this man's motion didn't even care about this case. Didn't even know whatever cases that was in front of him. That's the only thing he cared about. They are emotionless. It is not that they're callous or they're or don't like or hate it or hatred, full of hatred. No, they don't care. They have no emotion involved in this. It's my family and my business. That's it. What's in the middle? My dang-a-lang. The crack of my ass. That's it. They don't care. Like for real, bro. He did no celebration for the first year. He doesn't care. He does not care. He wants a successful business, and that it.
Do you think people look at it so directly because of the power he has? And the reason why I say that is because the same things he's doing is the same thing we do in society every day. We don't care about that veteran that's homeless on the side of the road. We don't care about that he had a Vietnam service. We don't care about a Purple Heart. We don't care about you eating free but one day out of the year. Like, it's the same thing that society is doing to us on a daily basis. But when somebody gets into power, we want to put a microscope on their actions. But society is doing those actions to you every day.
Yeah,
there's
now
people
you
right now still fighting
right.
for their VA benefits right now, like
me
every day. Yeah, they're like
Me.
for real, like, and you got to prove all this stuff is and it's paperwork that says what you did and when you been.
Yeah, but they everybody loves to see whenever someone is in that position of power. They always want to say what they would do if they were there. Like you see somebody with this amount of money, what they would do if they were there. If the Powerball number up to 16 billion, what they would do if they won that money. They always project what they would do if they was in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like they always project. They always project. But it's never nothing. You have to understand that in their position, boy, they don't give a Foxtrot uniform Charlie Kilo at all. At all, bro. They don't care. Like you want them to care in your heart of hearts. You want them to care. You want them to be compassionate. If they did, he would be dead already. At his age, to put concern into everything,
yeah,
he would be dead already. He'd be dead.
What's your thoughts, Rain?
Well, I can't dive too deep on my personal
You ain't got to talk
thoughts.
about Trump. You could just talk about the whole concept.
Yeah, well, I agree with so many points that he made in this small segment. We do have to study our adversaries. We have to study our opponents. We have to see what they're doing that's working, what they're doing that's not working, and all that in between. You have to study other people and see the way they move, and to help you make the decisions on how you move as well. And also, the POTUS, he is a businessman first. He's always been a businessman first, never a politician. And I can say that part. That one of my thoughts always, even when he first started running for president, and it takes a bit of grace and how you present yourself in order to be a politician with compassion.
He's not a politician. He's not a politician.
He's never been a politician. No, he's never. And I've said that since
this
day
is a
one.
business. Hey, please,
Yeah.
hey, black folks, please, y'all, please understand. Please, listen. I'm gonna tell you this on a regular basis. We are on North America. The soil in which we live on is North America. Get that through your heads, all of y'all. Please understand that. This is a corporation. United States of America is a corporation. Bill Bixby owns McDonald's on Saginaw, Maine. Okay? Bill Bixby owns that. But McDonald's is the corporation. He is the owner. Someone owns this country. He is the president of said country. It's a company. It's a company. It is up for sale. Whoever got some bread, they can buy it. It's for sale. Everything in America, this capitalistic, semi-fascist, is up for sale. This is a business.
Yeah, but I also think Trump has created a reverse of power if we really take a step back. Like he actually introduced that it's possible for anyone to be anything. Like, because man, I just seen him back in my hometown in Shreveport. His first name is Jeremy. This black dude he's running for a seat. And this is not somebody you would ever thought. I'm talking about at all. Like, he does not look the part. He does not like you know what I mean? Like, and I think you're going to see more and more of that, of people who don't look the part starting to take those seats that we once thought couldn't be taken. Like, you're going to see more of that, because why can't you? A businessman became the president of the United States. You telling me I can't go be a city alderman? You know what I mean? I can't go be somebody in one of those seats in your city. Like, it, to me, I think if we really take advantage of what we seen, the power of understanding, kind of like he said, we actually need to step on it now. Because even in the midst of all the tragedy that's going on, think about the people who not even legal attorneys, and like people voices are louder now with no credentials behind it.
Yeah.
They hire you because you can go into the community that they can't.
Yeah,
They probably want to go help. The public opinion has them so afraid to even step into those communities. So you can probably run in and get it and be like, hey, can you go down to this is the worst part of Shreveport. Can you go down there and get this in order? Sure, I can. Sure, I can. But hey, look, favor for a favor. Favor for a favor.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm see, you need a hustler. You need a hustler in that position. Be like, listen, I'm gonna do this, but when I do this, I need to get this done. I want this to be done. I'm gonna take care of that for you. I got you, big dog. Hey, I got you, big dog. I'm gonna go handle that. But when I come back, I want this. See, we need some negotiators, not just some do boys that's gonna go down there and do this and then expect something.
Yeah.
No, but we gotta negotiate. You don't get what you earned, you get what you negotiate.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna get to these comments and then we're gonna move on to the final segment.
Kenny said it's funny we don't have people like Mathis that understand the system running one. Classy said money can pay for investigation and funerals. It can't keep the next black baby unhung. Rue said, how about the man Shadur Sanders, first string, well-deserved awards?
We're gonna speak about it sometime this week. Trust and believe.
Classy said that's the impact of slavery. Ms. V said, good evening, everyone.
What's up? What's up?
Rue said Watson was a bum. He said, I thought that was Damon Dash with a white goatee. Laugh out loud. Uncle Plus said, Rue, you funny. Penny said, no, Trump just supports the black folks that he can use their influence. Plug said, that's a power structure at Penny. Penny said, facts and free advertisement.
For sure.
Uncle Plus said, emotions and power are separate.
Yep.
Penny said, emotions are money and money is power. Ms. V said, with the help of his rich father.
And you know what, Miss V? It's so funny because that's what everybody focus on. And that's literally what me and Plug keep saying we need to do for our own children.
Yeah.
Like the thing, like the thing that we throw as an insult is actually what we should be throwing as the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's unique.
Uncle Plus said, when it comes to us, unfortunately, Ms. V said, not on his own back. Penny said, if I can make you feel it, you will buy it.
That's very true.
Uncle Plug said, Penny said, if you buy it, I can make money. And if I can make money, I can make change. Penny said, truth on a fact, Trump is a good businessman. Uncle Plug said, when it came to his father giving him that money, youth have the ideas, innovation. That's why they cause division between us and our youth. No innovation.
Yeah.
Penny said, but he dirty. Uncle Plus said, not just dirty, emotionless.
Yeah.
Penny said, all old white American foundational money have bodies attached to it. Rockefeller.
Better know it.
Ms. V said, his dad shipped him away and didn't raise him. Penny said, we don't speak about the proper way to exploit debt and credit.
Yeah, we're trying to, man. We're trying to. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to slowly walk into it. Like if we have these conversations and we can't get past the other conversations that are blocking the conversation, like we'll never be able to get to exploiting debt and credit. Like we'll never get to those principles that Plug was talking about, because you do have to have moments of emotionless. Like the success and blessings that I reap is because I'm even keeled.
Mm-hmm. But it also comes down, if these saying, like he said, when EYL had their biggest episode when it was beef, right? Because I said because of transparency, if they had started showing where they started, Like, hey, bro, we started out with $250. Like, that's why a lot of people mess with Honey Drip, because Honey Drip showed you, like, man, I was putting $100 every time I cut hair. I put $100, and I was like, oh, I'm listening to what he did. Oh, you did? Oh, you did it like that? Okay, bet. Now let me try it and see where I'm at in a year. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Let me try from the small. Most people want to see it actually happen. They don't want to hear you talk about that you got the bread. They want to see how you got the bread. Everybody wants a investment for dummies in real life. They don't want to read it. They want to see it.
Fast money ain't good money.
It's not.
I'll tell you, anything worth sustaining takes a long time. That's what people fail to realize. Yeah, that's what people fail to realize. Like all these people we speak of, they got wealth. It don't matter how they got it. It don't matter who. It takes a long time, man, and it takes a long time to keep it. Like intentionality. I mean, it's crazy that was the word today. Like, but when you think about it, I even told Plug yesterday when he was doing his show, like intentionality when it comes to our pages, like intentional followers, intentional people, like just the things that people say to us when the cameras are off, like what me and Rain got to hear yesterday after the interview. That's intentionality. That's people seeing your worth, and like that's gonna go further long term down the road. You know what I mean? And we talked about character. Your character will ultimately perceive you. Those families are now going to speak about Rain or Souls or Plug, or they're going to speak about those names because they were treated in a certain manner. They were valid. They were validated. Like everybody is seeking something, and you know everybody's a different mailman, right? You got an Amazon dude who will throw your package from the car, then you got another one who will walk it to the door and get the snacks that you're leaving outside. One might end his route faster, but the other one is more appreciated in the neighborhood. So it's all about what Amazon driver would you like to be today? That's all it's about. That's all it's about.
But I wanted to address what I just saw.
Can we get there first so we don't skip over?
Oh, go ahead.
Appreciate it.
First, before we move forward to but shout out to everybody.
I want to go back. But I want to go back. Bray was complaining that we take too long on these night shows, so I'm trying to speed it up for you.
First of all, Facebook, Lula Campbell, Connor Agnew, Deborah Brad, thank y'all for checking in over there. Also, Juan Nelson over on the Vertical on Souls page said hi as well. So we appreciate y'all.
Golly, man, I don't man stream you. Hey, well, me and Plug already talked about some. We're gonna have some alternatives probably in a week or so, dog.
Yeah.
V said it too. We got issues. StreamYard. We got issues.
It's the power of understanding. We have tried to understand, but we cannot. Like
we ain't got no understanding no more. I'm with you, V.
Yeah.
Miss V said he buried his ex-wife and the mother of his oldest children at a golf course for a tax cut.
Yeah, and he got bread off of it.
And she said, if I'm not mistaken, him and his father discriminated against loads of Black people who wanted to rent.
Yep. Niggas didn't take care of shit.
Penny said, Plug, the Black community calls that a sellout, but the white community says successful because everyone is doing it.
Penny, you gotta slow walk them in.
Ms. V says souls, but I get the point. Having the ability to generate generational wealth to pass down is very important, as well as teaching them what to do with it. Mighty said we need to educate each other. You are never too old to learn.
Very true.
Ms. V said, I hope you all are having an amazing evening.
We are. Great show this morning too. Great show this morning. I don't know if somebody actually was driving drunk or what happened, but prayers to whoever.
I don't know why they be messing with my own girl.
Thomas Salama said, start here for biblical truth, Pastor Gino Jennings.
Hey, Tommy, get Gino up here because you come in every week. I watch Gino Jennings stuff, some of his stuff. Make sure
love Gino.
Yeah, get him up here. He exposed a lot of the celebrity world and everything. So get him up here. Let us know.
Miles said the U.S. is half itself. The U.S. itself is a business. Ms. V said he ran for president out of spite of his predecessor, in my opinion. Thomas Salami said America is a company, not a country.
Big facts.
Hey, yo.
He said that's fact. It's a company, like I said.
Yeah.
Penny said capitalism is a political party in office. Taxes is the revenue. The news is the advertisements. And the people are consumers. Penny said, yes, a 34 count felon can be president is possible. He said, business by any means necessary.
Whether you know it or not, you are a slave.
Ms. V said, Reagan showed him he could be elected president. She said Reagan was an actor, then governor, and if I'm not mistaken, then he became president.
And he did that good Reaganomics.
He said 100. Penny said, so success is playing. So is success playing? Is success so is success playing?
He gonna ask again, I think. I think he's gonna ask again.
Ms. V said, so the difference is y'all would actually teach your children how to be great, not wicked.
But you know what?
Now
go ahead.
That's the one I wanted to talk on. Okay. Now it's not about that. And I want you to understand that. But you know that you kind of like hinder progress. Say if a person is moving it in a succession in a pace moving forward, and you would tell them when they get to a certain point, don't forget where you come from. Now you got them looking back. That is one of the biggest hindrance than anything. Don't stop him. You should be, instead of you should be the buffer between that individual and the rest of everybody else that's talking crazy. You should be like, no, he's doing his thing. He's making it happen. Don't worry. He ain't forgot about y'all. He's just doing his thing right now. You are, as a parent, you're supposed to be the buffer between your child and the world, while they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They own their purpose. They own their drive, whether no matter what that drive or what that purpose is. You're supposed to be the buffer between them. When you hinder them by having them continuously look back. That's what Master P is saying. You're hindering yourself by continuously looking back. When you keep looking back, you're hindering yourself from moving forward because you're steady concerned about this back here, when you need to be on your purpose. If more people was on their purpose, it'll be less people out here gallivanting. Like this is what I do in between work and my regular life is this. So I occupy this time so I won't spend any money. Like I do this so I don't spend bread. Like I do this so I have no time, no downtime, but to chill and relax and ease my mind outside of doing what I do for work. And this, like, you gotta stay consistent. Consistency is everything. Compound interest. That's compound interest of time, money, and your success.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also your children don't have to be taught wickedness. That's something they can just have within them. And I think we see a lot of cases of that. I think we take isolated incidents or people and think that's what was actually happened. Some people just become who they are. Some people are just who they are. Like your parents can be the most loving parents in the world, and you can be the most wicked person in the world. Like your upbringing doesn't always be equal to what you become. Because if that was the case, a lot of people it'll be more people in jail. It'll be more people hurting others. So like I would say that can happen. I mean, you think about Eric Beneman, right? Like his son, this great coach. His son takes the life of his own mom. Like, I don't think he brought him up to be that way. Like, so like it's just one of those things that if a person's going to be wicked, they're going to be wicked. Or the wealth could bring the wickedness into their lives, right? When you think about these celebrities that we covered a few weeks ago in the grooming series, right? Like their lives were switched because of the grooming process and the things that they wanted, which we call fame today. They played the cost for it. So
you always get those mothers or family members that say, hey, I didn't raise my child like this. And after the fact too. Penny says, so is success changing the game or playing it better than the others?
I think success looks different for everybody, Penny. I think success looks different for everybody. I said something on Plug, but we had a good talk. Plug show was good, y'all. I know y'all getting tired of me referencing, but it was a good conversation because everybody was engaged. But I said something that some of us are here to make change and not change coins.
Coin that phrase.
Yeah, like to me, my change does not have a monetary value on it. My change is priceless. Like I'm not seeking monetary gain. If I was seeking monetary gain, I know how to easily produce that. Like I know how to easily turn it on right now. I could turn it on and go ham. Like I could, like, for real. So
Penn said souls even kill and discipline is different than ruthless and callous.
But Penny, some people perception might look at even kill and discipline as ruthless and callous.
Penny, when you coming up, you and Soul need to have a talk. Penny said everyone wants to be the generation that spends, not the generation who saved and saw nothing but grind. Penny said, so you're saying you have snacks?
No, I don't leave nothing at my door for them Amazon people. Hey, half of the time, Penny, they be lying about the Prime. I'm about to cut Prime.
I know.
Oh, you gonna get it tomorrow. I got 3 days I'm waiting on it. I'm finna cut Prime too.
Miss B said she's laughing and she said 100.
No, you gonna take the risk, plug, every time.
I'm going. You got to order it within the time frame.
It's always war. You see that? Y'all see that? It's always war with the system. Plug is part of the system. You got to order it within the time, dog. You had it.
I know that's 7 to 10. 7 to 10. You get it next day, man. 7 to 10.
Right. I'm gonna tell you this how it be getting me too. I be on there after midnight and it'll be there tomorrow, and I'm thinking it's gonna be there in the morning. No, it's gonna be there the next day.
I got some DSP. I got some homeboys in DSP, so I already know how it works.
Ms. B said that BS trickle down economics. She said, plug, if their purpose is wicked, then yes, get in the way of that ish. She said, if you have wicked children that turn into wicked adults, you do not coddle them.
No, not at all.
And it said, all wealth does is magnify life.
That's true.
Ms. B said, and sometimes it best serves an individual to get it out the mud so that they appreciate, value, and protect both their wealth and their self, as opposed to handing them something they didn't even earn.
Hey, we're gonna study this, y'all. We're gonna have a series on that. Get it out the mud.
Okay. There we go. The chat always come up with the topics. Ms. B is laughing. Penny said, plug a plant now.
Yeah, I told y'all. I tell y'all, man, can't trust them.
Amazon has weakness. Mine said my Prime is holding me down.
Yeah, look at all y'all part of the system. I'm telling you, you're no good.
I know my people. I say, bro, when the best time to order? Well, you know, dog, we start loading the trucks up by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. So you know what I mean. You got to get that order in between 7 and 10 if you want to get it next day. Oh, okay, all right.
He said, "Why is it in the mud?" Penny, I got a huge thought process wrapped around getting it out the mud, dog. Like, yeah,
I'm a mud-made monster. I'm a mud-made monster.
Put that on a shirt.
I'm a mud-made monster.
She tickled.
Yeah, we're gonna cover it, Penny. Penny, we need you up here for that one when we cover it. We need you up here for that.
Mud-made
monster. Get ready, Penny.
Yeah, so we're gonna run into this last segment of the night, better known as Souls Talk. All right, guys, trying to go away from videos and just try to provide some form of education or a way to better understand the things that we're talking about. So I always talk about these books that I read or have read or continue to read. And tonight's Soul Talk is Transparency Illusion. So this comes from Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. For those who do not understand where this book comes from, it's actually based on the loss of life of Sandra Bland. I don't know if you guys remember Sandra Bland that lost her life in the custody of police officers. This book was based off of this. This is one of the things we read when I was going through my mental health, some of my school and college. We read this book, and it has some great information in there, and I wanted to provide it to you guys to close out the power of understanding. And in chapter 3 of Talking to Strangers, it talks about the transparency illusion. We think we understand, so we stop trying to. The core idea is that we overestimate how well we understand people and situations. We judge MAGA supporters without understanding them. We judge the justice system without understanding its mechanisms. We judge historical trauma without understanding its weight. The illusion is we think we understand, so we stop trying to actually understand. The quote in chapter 3 that stands out, that goes with the transparent illusion, says, we think we can read people, but we can't. And it directly goes back to our opening tonight that Rain read. We've been judging the wrong thing. So transparency illusion, he talks about this a lot in the book, going through the Sandra Bland story, is because most of the interaction between Sandra Bland and the officer was all based on that person's preconceived notion of that person. Right? Plug talks about this a lot, even when it comes to law enforcement, right? If you already have a certain preconceived notion of a person, a corporation, an individual, you're going to move in that way. But moving in that way also creates this transparency of illusion, right? We actually put ourselves either at a defense or an offense. And it talks about, I will highly encourage you guys to go even get a synopsis of the book or a breakdown of it. But it talks about how Sandra Bland, because we all know she lit up the cigarette. She started smoking the cigarette in the face of the police officer as he was trying to talk to her. It was a lot of disrespect giving back to the person just based on the stance of what the individual, and that interaction created the roller coaster for the entire interaction. And I think tonight, as we talk about the power of understanding, we talked about it in economics, political realm, and we also talked about it in business and also on the personal side of things as well. But the transparent illusion is something that we get a lot of. The understanding is power, and judgment is the weakness part of understanding. Once we pass judgment, we no longer have the power to understand the person. And I think a lot of times we get caught up in thinking that we understand people, and it becomes a weakness in our own brain, right? That's why I always say I don't have to agree with you. Like, we don't have to agree. That's not what we're having conversations about. If me and Plug, we disagree more than anything, but we can have an overall conversation and come to a common understanding. He understands what I'm saying. I understand what he's saying. And okay, we might not agree, but we have understanding of each other. And then now I can move forward. I no longer have an illusion of who I think Plug is. He just told me who he is. But we don't have that without conversations, just like with 19 Keys.
You gotta learn that.
So that's
something learned. That's something learned. That's something that I know our community struggle with, because I'm getting grown enough just to be able to do it now. You know what I mean? So I know we struggle with it.
Yeah. So this book was very powerful for me. Taught me a lot. I read it when it first came out. I'm a big Malcolm Gladwell fan. He has the book Tipping Point too, which talks about how the power of change and being patient, and how things actually have to reach a tipping point for us to reach success. But this book, Talking to Strangers, talks about the transparent illusion. And I think this is very powerful to understand that we think we can read people, but we can't. And I think that's something that we have to really start to understand, is that you don't know anyone. You can listen to them. Sometimes they say a great thing, they talk a great game, then their actions don't align. Me and Plug just had this conversation yesterday for about 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes. Like, and Plug helps me look at myself. Like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I have a very unique manner of dealing with people. Like
a very unique perspective on like the stance that he has is that, like, most people couldn't have it. Not saying that they can't have it, they couldn't have it. And I know it sounds like the same thing, but it's not, because it's like that's some I know he disciplined, because that's some hard shit to do. You know what I mean? Because most people, there's no veering off this path. Like, mother, you said this. I every fucking syllable. Like, I know his mama was probably like, I better be more you know what I'm saying? Like direct with how I tell him to do something, because he's going to do this shit exactly how I said. Mama, you said to put that right here, 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 and here, and then don't do this, and I didn't do that. You right, baby. You right. I was wrong. It's like a no-win argument.
Yeah, I think we have. I think we have failed into a lot of the cliche sayings that we fall into.
Talked about it,
but I'm very big at once you present something or once you use words that I'll never do this or I'll never do. Well, I'm watching for that. Once I see the moment you adjust, and it don't align with what you said, like it just don't rock with me. Like I just can't do that. Like I know that's a hard thing, but it's just something I stand on, because to me that makes you more dangerous. Because if you can have a conversation with me and tell me that you would never do X, Y, and Z, and then I see you shrouded in the fence of X, Y, and Z, now I don't know who you really are anymore.
Or even if you can believe them what they tell you.
Yes. You know what I mean?
That's the more, yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't play a game. Like this calmness is who I am all day.
Every day.
I have zero else given for sure. like you know what I mean? Like and I know where I came from too. I was a horrible, nasty person. That's what people don't understand. I used to think everything was about, oh, can you fight? I thought everything was handled in a physical manner. I went through that from 18 to about 25. Everywhere I went, I thought I could fight everyone, fight every fight. And then at the end of the day, half of these niggas were cowards anyway. Because when you call people on their bluff, that ain't really who they are. Like once I learned that, shout out to my boy Deron. He be mad at me because I don't pick up the phone and I don't call, but he be watching. But like shout out to my boy Deron, but he educated me on that. Because I used to be that friend that we can go out together and somebody say something crazy to plug, I'm punching you first. We ain't even got to talk about it. We can ask questions later. Like I used to be that. I was literally a crash out for my boys.
Certified.
Yeah, like I was that guy. Like, hey, we could talk about it later. Like, oh no, he said, what do you? Let's go. Like it was about action, because I was very talented in that area of life. So I had, you know what I mean? If it wasn't no gun or knife, I'm winning. Because my crazy is crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's a difference. And my mom used to always tell me, rest in peace to Joyce. My mom used to say, Mel, if you didn't go to that military, I thought you were gonna be dead or in jail. Because that's all I did. That's all I did. You talk to my family, you talk like the upbringing. That's why I said me and Plug can tell you, man, the conversations in our home, man, is so beautiful. Like it's so beautiful, dog, because you've seen everybody at their lowest, at their middle, and their highest. So it's just one of those things, man. But I will highly encourage you guys to really get into this book, Talking to Strangers, and actually breaking down the transparency of illusion, because we don't fully understand people. You know what I mean? My silence is my greatest gift. So.
Do you think your silence is misunderstood sometimes?
Oh, it is misunderstood. But when I go in on you, I don't do like Michelle Obama. I don't go higher. I go low.
The hell.
I'm gonna give you a life sentence. I'm gonna point out everything.
Plasma.
Because you got the elephant brain. You just been keeping notes the whole time.
I'll let y'all talk, man. Y'all trying to expose my who I am. Go ahead.
No, man. Transparency illusion. The transparency illusion. We think we understand.
Love so stupid, man.
The world can be burning down, and so be like, okay.
Oh, everything's perfect. Oh, everything's perfect. Okay. It's just how I envisioned it.
Yeah.
Burn it down. Yeah, I knew this shit was gonna burn.
Yeah. Y'all ain't fireproof your home. I did.
I got me. What about you?
That's funny. But yeah, great book, guys. Malcolm Gladwell, Talking to Strangers. Great book.
Yeah. Might have said facts, plug. Penny, salute. Ms. B said, "Get it out the mud" equals from the M and F and ground up.
We're gonna talk about it, V. We're gonna talk about it.
Plug said, "Facts, V." Plug said, "Thank you, Marty." Penny said, "PVU, Waller County Jail." What is PVU? You know, I can be naive to some of these things.
Is it Prairie View University or something?
I don't know. Waller County Jail. Uncle Plug said, "I meant facts, V." Penny said, "Plug, what platform V on?"
Oh, cast it or carry it.
Cast it or carry it. Yeah, that's her. That's her channel. Penny, go ahead, tap in. She be talking some good. Have some good talks over there.
Yeah, she be on it.
Mm-hmm.
Did she drop it?
I don't think she did. She said 100. Ms. V said Elon Musk is a heavenly flawed man, and his father did a number on him 100. Ms. V said, "Have y'all read the autobiography of Elon Musk?" I haven't, but I've seen interviews of the author and geez.
I will now that you brought it up. When people bring up certain books, I'll definitely listen to it. I'm an Audible guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Penny says, "So is there no growth in a person for you, souls?"
I think those are two different things.
Mm.
I think when people want to grow, Penny, they don't make concrete statements.
They don't say I'll never do that.
Like I would never, or I would, or this, or like that's not, to me, growth. You leave room for growth. Like how Plug said, like he's understanding, he's letting you know that he's open to growth. He's open to change. Like he's like when me and Plug, we usually talk on Sundays a lot. Like we'll talk. You can tell we're both open to understanding. We'll have our dialogue, and we were both open to understanding. I think everybody needs growth, because somebody could have counted me out when I was in my early 20s, crashing out every day. I would never made it to 20 years in the military if somebody felt like I didn't have growth. But I feel growth comes with being how you speak about it.
Well, let me ask you this. So if somebody does feel like, okay, so say in the past, oh, I'll never do that. But come, and I think we've had this conversation before on No Middleman some months back, probably last year sometime. And they do some growing, they do some change. Does that have to come with a disclaimer?
No, it needs to come with an apology.
I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't do that, but this is what
it depends how that situation affected us.
What the offense
what the offense was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
I'm understanding.
Always.
See, I'm here for understanding. Ms. V says, "Souls is a firm man, Codes is a blunt man, Tez is fine with belts." Miss V, Uncle Plug gonna make you laugh and cry, and Rain is gonna bring the perspective of a resilient woman who's willing to both learn and teach. Yeah. All right. I can respect that, Ms. V. Thank you. Penny said, "Because growth can change stance and perspective, not in a double talk manner."
Yeah, but Penny, a lot of times people don't really want to change their perspective. That's why we're talking about the power of understanding tonight. Like that's the power of understanding. That's to be able to grow and change in your perspective, right? Like with me and Rain doing these town halls and talking to the Lancaster family, it opened me up some. It opened me up to a more. That's why I opened up the show today about Karmelo. It opens up a little bit more about it, right? Like I could, like when I asked her those questions that she was willing to answer about, how do you feel about the system? How do you feel about? And she said two things can be true. She said, Black Lives Matter. I really feel that way because Malachi matters, but I also feel all lives matter.
Yeah.
So souls might speak more on all lives because I haven't been initially affected by Black lives. Does that make sense? She said her perspective changed the moment she had to now keep justice for Malachi. You see what I mean? So like that's that growth. Like she got growth. She understood, because she said at first she was kind of in that world of thinking that everything is okay and things like that. So you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, you definitely learn through experiences. But I still won't stop my push on that we need to do better, because I can't focus my work on someone that I can't control.
She's got the heart emojis. She's laughing. Penny says, Soul's got us on them picture books again.
It's infographics.
Penny said prayer review and prayer review A&M in the university.
Ryan, you letting me down, man.
I know. Look, y'all. It's after midnight. I didn't get a good nap this evening. Miss V said I can't drop my link. I just did for you, Miss V. And she's got the praying hands. She said 100. And she said, Soul, would you agree that you are firm?
What does firm mean to you, Miss Miss V? What does firm mean to you, man?
Yeah.
I'm firm but fair, as they say.
All right,
firm
man.
but fair. Come on, Rain, don't mess up the school. You know what I said?
Let me go back and say it. Prairie View A&M University. Prairie View.
Penny from Texas.
We'll never know because he never
We'll
come
never
up.
know. Yeah. Penny. When you coming up, Penny? You have
She
some
said,
great
she said, OMG. I don't know.
He
But
might be.
I don't know. What is y'all opinion? What does firm mean to y'all before we close out tonight?
Firm. Unwavering. I think that's like a safe definition to describe you. You know what I'm saying? It's like unwavering. You know what I mean?
Firm is firm.
And firm is firm. You know, it's a great quality. It's a great quality when it's in a positive, when it's a positive manner. Like if you're firm but it's in a negative manner, that's not good. That's not growth. You like, I don't give what it is. That's keeping you in ignorance, and you're not an ignorant person. So your firm is unwavering, being that you're standing on a principle or moral, or you standing on what you believe in, which most Black men need to be standing firm on what they believe in. You know what I mean? I'm firm on certain things. Most things I have to give grace because some bitches just they don't know yet. Like I talk about what I talk about on during story time is because most folks, they assume to know, or somebody had told them and they are nod in agreement, but they don't know for real. They don't know these shit. They don't know the intricate things that can make something that's like kind of mediocre become something greater. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know this, that, and the third. That's why that being intentional and that intentionality is important, because it makes things easier. Like doing the hard thing first.
The ability to cut through BS while teaching. Yeah. The ability to cut through something, though, isn't that sharp?
Yeah. I feel that we're at a point now that we don't have any more time. Like that moment I have with that young 18-year-old Black man might be the last time I get to see him. I can't sit there. You see what I mean? See what I mean? Like, it's like if we take everything we hear every day about the system, about cops, so I'm gonna take my one opportunity
to give you everything you need,
to give you everything I can give you, because that might be my last opportunity. When you lead with all that grace, you pity pat. And now you thinking, now Plug thinking like, man, if I would have just told that young man what I really had to say to him directly and not give him all this grace, he would have been back in my chair this week. But now he's in the front page news, because we no longer have, we see it, right? I'm pretty much answering the system for you. Like, hey, bro, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And this is why.
Yeah.
Now you can say I'm a fool or you mean, and okay.
But you're gonna come back so
like you never see me again.
I did that to my daughter all the time. I used to whoop her and tell her why I was whooping her. He said, firm is sticking to something and not wavering. Appreciate it. If you listen and learn. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all, man. I apologize. I don't know what happened to the chat tonight on the other side. I appreciate Rain being able to navigate those who were over there. I appreciate everybody who came over there. StreamYard has been on its own time lately, but I appreciate everybody who had the patience to come over there and stop in. For those who don't know, I will be traveling tomorrow. So we will probably have to give y'all a no middleman on another day this week.
Yeah, I won't be available tomorrow as well.
Okay, because I'll be on the other side. So, but Plug and Rain do have something in store for you guys on Wednesday night, right? Plug, you still doing?
Damn Skippy.
Okay, so Plug got the
Damn
ladies.
Skippy.
I'll be tuning in for that, and then Rain has a new guest she's gonna be bringing up on Wednesday, a new female. So it's gonna be real good.
My sister.
Yeah, so she's gonna be bringing someone new up on the show on Wednesday, and then of course, me and Rain will give y'all something either Thursday or probably Saturday night for the same soil, different roots. But I'll get with Plug and Rain on the back end to see what we can do possibly Thursday for give y'all a no middleman like we normally do. But other than that, man, we appreciate all of you guys, man. It does not go unnoticed. I mentioned it on Plug side of the house. My goal and my blessing for those who have been faithful to the Raw Society Network is to also give you guys something for this upcoming Christmas. I'm gonna try to see if Rain is able to get y'all addresses, or even if you got a PO box. I do want to do something from the Raw Society Network to all those who have been faithful. I want you to understand that your works don't go unseen. They say the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And so those who come every night, we want to just say thank you to you guys. Super Mac already heard it. He ain't here right now, but Super Mac heard it on Plug Show. So for those, just keep looking out for that. When Rain starts to reach out to you guys, please give her the information needed so that we can bless y'all on the other side of things. So, and Plug is going to be doing it even on the sports side too, if I'm not mistaken. So
what's that there?
He doing it for our fantasy league. The blessings. So she said,
yeah.
All of you all are amazing, both separately and an MF in unit. I love it. Appreciate you, Miss V.
That's that cheek. That's that cheek, though.
So before I close out, though, I do want to say this: no middleman is not functional without Souls. Souls does a lot of research behind these shows. Look, he finna go.
Don't make him cry, dog. Don't make him cry, man.
Listen, y'all. Yeah, we here as a unit. It's us three as a unit. No middleman's us three. But let me tell y'all this: Souls be like, "Hey, what we gonna talk about?" And I be like, "I don't know." And I don't know what kind of conversation he be having with Plug. But then, like a couple of hours later, he give us a whole show. So he is very creative. He's got a mastermind, and if it was not for him, no middleman would be running as smoothly as it is. And she said, a leader amongst leaders, and that's exactly what he is, a leader amongst leaders. So thank you, Souls, for always having something, even when
that's my dog.
That's
my dog.
Yeah, even when
that's
I
my
don't
dog.
have nothing, my mind can be totally blank.
Yes, my dog.
Yes.
Anybody want to say anything? Yes, my
dog.
Y'all so silly. Yeah, you gotta give everybody their flowers. You know, we do have a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we work on all the time too, that y'all probably don't see so much. The time putting actually, it takes so much time. Editing takes time. Posting takes time. To come up with these concepts takes time. These series takes time. All of this, and y'all gotta look at it too. We us three are still working our normal. We not this not full-time content. It's a full-time job on the other side, but we do work our normal jobs as well. So but yeah, I just wanted to give you those flowers tonight, as
Thank
I do
you,
all
Ray.
the time, you know.
Thank
but
you, Ray. Appreciate it.
anytime you don't feel appreciated, just know that you
You
are.
alright. You alright.
Yeah, appreciate it. Jen said 24/7, 48-14.
Yeah,
Hey, no,
definitely.
man. I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate Rain does a lot behind the scenes. Plug is just Plug. Plug is just plug. Plug is plug.
I work a lot, man. I work a lot, man.
No, but I'm more proud of you guys doing your own thing more intentionally. Like when Plug put that show together yesterday, dog, I was like, man, this is what we've been needing. This is it right here. Like, this is it. Like that conversation was like dope. Like, that's what everybody has their strengths. And like, once people are able to see that, like they're gonna see when Rain investigates and all that stuff. Like, once you get into all that stuff, like people will see like everybody has their gifts, and then we just come together and rock it out, man. I already told everybody, people won't believe what's gonna happen in 2027. I'm telling you right now. I called it in 2026. I'm calling it in 2027. God has a blessing over Raw Society Network, and y'all will be able to be a part of it if you stay along for the ride. So we appreciate everybody. She said, I can't wait for y'all to do another live where y'all actually link up in person again. I'm sure if we do anything next, ma'am, it'll be right here in the good old state of Texas. So
I'm thinking like Oklahoma, broken bow.
Oh,
like
okay.
winter time with the fireplace going, I can make my s'mores. I've been dying to make my s'mores. My s'mores is gonna happen. I'm just letting y'all know. I want s'mores over an open campfire. I want it.
You gotta burn that marshmallow just a little bit. All right, y'all. So you've been judging the wrong thing. You've been judging power instead of understanding it. You've been judging history instead of learning it. You've been judging the system instead of knowing how to beat it. And every time you judge instead of understand, you stay stuck. But here's what changes. The moment you stop judging and start understanding, and you become dangerous. Not to anyone else, to the limits people put on you. You duplicate power you see. You learn from the past instead of living in it. You navigate the system instead of being trapped by it. So today, we wrote down 3 stories: political power, historical weight, legal persistence. One pattern connects them all, and one question changes everything. What am I refusing to understand, and what is it costing me? That's the power of understanding.
Souls, Rain, Plug, no middleman. We live in a time of labels, not listening. Everybody got a verdict before they got the facts. We judge what we don't understand, then wonder why we're divided. Politics, history, justice. Maybe the greatest weapon ain't being right. Maybe it's understanding why.
Understand me before you judge me.
Yeah.
Hear the whole truth before you come for me.
Yeah. Left side, right side, everybody choosing team, but the truth in the middle ain't always what it seems.
Understanding is power.
Judgment builds walls.
Labels make it easy not to listen at all.
So, we ain't scared of the discussion. No middleman.
We're bringing understanding.
Yeah. Everybody talking, ain't nobody hearing. We fear different views, so we weaponize feelings. One clip, one post, now you know who they are. 20 seconds can't explain somebody's scars. Politics got neighbors looking like enemies. History get filtered through selected memories. Justice gets debated before evidence lands. Then we wonder why nobody understands. You don't gotta agree just to listen to me. Understanding ain't surrendering what you believe. It means I know your role before I question your route. Know what shaped your thinking before I shut you out. Whoa.
Understand me before you judge me.
Yeah.
Hear the whole truth before you come for me.
Yeah. Black, white, left, right. Everybody choosing teams, but division gets stronger when we stop listening.
Understanding is power.
Judgment builds walls. Labels make it easy not to listen at all.
So, rain, flow.
We ain't scared of the discussion. Yeah. No middleman.
We're bringing understanding.
Yeah. We inherited battles we ain't even start. Old wounds still beating inside new hearts. Different soil, different roads, different lessons.
This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
No
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turned losses to losses, then flipped it to passion.